Welcome to the first edition of QUTV After Hours, the Semester in Review edition. I'm Charity Boyd, and I'm joined today by several cast members of QUTV, reporters Ashley K. Hill and Corey Smith, and new anchor Sarah Valcamp. Today, we're talking about some of the major stories from the past semester, both here at QUTV and in the news. Let's start out with a recent story in the news. This year, a lot of stores started Black Friday early, some opening their doors as early as 6 a.m. Thursday morning. What are your thoughts? Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
This is not okay. At all.
Not all.
No. It cuts into the holiday.
Really?
Yeah.
I think as someone who actually worked at 8 p.m. on Thursday, it actually is really a negative thing because my family eats at 6:30. So that gives you like an hour to like be thankful because we go around the table and say what we're thankful for. And then you also have to eat, and then you have like the pumpkin pie. And I had to leave early because I had to be there early because there's so many people there, and I didn't even get to finish anything because I had to be at work.
See, that's not right. Like, you should be with your family on holidays, being thankful for them.
I'm kind of stuck though. You have a time limit when you guys start eating?
Well, because other family members eat at the other houses, and I only have one family in Quincy, so we have to wait for them to do their other Thanksgivings before we do ours.
Oh, that's something new. I've never heard of that. But yeah, the new break that's kind of weird for me. Never had it. When I get back to school, it's like feeling a little weird or whatnot.
It's called Black Friday. Like, it needs to be on Friday.
That's
Well, pretty soon we're not even going to have a Thanksgiving. They'll be calling it like
It's going to be,
Thursday before.
instead of 4th of July, it's going to be Black Friday on 4th of July.
Yeah, wait, I have a joke. I seen something on the internet. Shout out to the website. I don't know what it was, but this guy just commented under the news story because what was that? Super Kmart. They opened up at 6 a.m. that day. So it says, the joke says, Thanksgiving history before Kmart changed it with their calendar. It says, in 1619, Pilgrims celebrated it first, Thanksgiving first. And in 1789, George Washington established it as a national religion holiday, right?
Right.
And then in 1863, Abraham Lincoln set official holiday Thanksgiving on the last Thursday of November. Now guess what? In 2013, Kmart replaced Thanksgiving with Christmas shopping. Now, what's going to be next? Like, what are you going to do on Christmas? You going to replace it with a retail shopping?
Something.
Right.
It's going to get moved, though. Probably to some New Year's type of shopping or something.
Yes.
New
Year's revolution shopping.
You got to go, get the things that are going to help you get to your goals, like losing weight, because everyone sticks to that goal.
but I like the fact that it opened up on Thursday. It gives me more time to shop for my family and everything. I mean, we can spend our time together. We always spend time together. For it to be a holiday, yes, a holiday, but it's also a positive benefit at the same time because you get your shopping out the way, and then you can chill on Friday.
I mean, if it's going to open on Thursday, though, at least be a little bit later, like 10 o'clock maybe at night, because then that gives you time to actually sit down with your family, enjoy them for a few hours, relax, eat your dinner, be thankful, and then once you're done with that and food coma's gone, you're like, let's go shopping.
Well, you also have to think, there's like people that wait in line for like 7 hours before the
Those
store
people are
opens.
crazy.
I was never that
I
person.
know, but
All right, guys, so let's move on to the next topic. A big story at the beginning of the semester was the infamous $1 Million House. Each year, it seemed the legend grew, but students returned from summer break to an empty lot where the $1 Million House once stood, as QU was able to purchase the land for a lot less than the rumored $1 million cost. Guys, what's your take on the $1 Million House?
It's weird.
I was actually here when they was tearing it down. I was like, oh my God.
Really?
This is where I started. This is where it all started. Oh my God. Why are you taking it away? They did it though. They did it. And I was just so ashamed.
I know. I mean, it seems weird to me because it's like when we all came in, as I said before, it's a tradition, it was like a landmark, and for it to be gone, it was kind of like,
Well, because everyone played guessing games on like, all right, when are we going to get the house? What's going to be there next? And now it's gone, so we're like, oh, bye-bye.
Right.
So
I think it opens up campus more. I don't know. I know it's like a landmark and everything, but I think it makes our campus look a lot better.
no, I agree. I mean, I think it being gone makes our campus
So
Prettier,
you
in a
guys
way.
didn't like $1 Million House?
Oh no, it was hideous. But apparently now they're going to possibly put a new dorm building there that's going to close off campus again.
Yeah, I mean, once you get used to the open space and being able to actually see across, it's like, okay, they're going to change it up again. But I mean, it is for the better, you know?
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys. One of the tenets of Quincy University is service. Students recently made an impromptu service trip to Washington, Illinois to help with the tornado cleanup, and service trips are planned over winter break. How important is service to the student body here at QU, and do any of you have any experience on service trips?
Well, actually, I do have experience on a service trip. I've actually been on one service trip. It was to New Orleans.
Oh, how was
yes,
that?
I was there with you.
Yes, Charity went along with it. It was actually great. It was a great experience. Because I'm from Chicago, and I don't travel a lot. The furthest I've really been is Quincy. So for myself to go to New Orleans, I was loving it, you know?
What did you guys do?
We helped a lot of sisters, a lot of nuns. And
Nice.
cleaned up everywhere.
The sisters could always use some
Everywhere.
help.
Yes, they could
Yeah, we did
always.
a lot. I mean, it was a good experience because at the end of it all, you know, not only were you able to give back, but then they were so happy to have us there. Like every time we turned around, they were just like, "Thank you so much, thank you so much. We really appreciate you," because, you know, they're elderly, they couldn't do it by themselves. So I mean, at the end of the day, it really felt good, and all our hard work paid off.
Yeah, and that's honestly the best kind of pay. You know, like when you're helping someone and yeah, it's a lot of hard work and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. But then afterwards when they're hugging you and they're just so grateful, you're like, oh, I feel so good.
Are you guys planning on going on one? Are you?
Probably at some point. I think at an academic standpoint, it's good that it helps with your service learning hours
Yes.
because I know it's really hard for students to be able to get those. So a service trip would be a really easy way.
It
To-
surely is, because they'll knock them out in one trip.
In
right?
one trip.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's also beneficial for your academic standpoint too.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been on one, but from everything I've heard from my friends going on them, I mean, I definitely want to at least go on one or two before graduating.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Mhm.
All right, you guys, the end of the semester has a strange feel to it with Thanksgiving break occurring just a week before finals week. We recently had several stories on study habits and favorite places to study on campus. What is everyone's thoughts on the short break before final, and where do you like to study on campus?
The short break is so dumb. I mean, that's all I can really say.
You
'Cause
didn't like the short break?
no, I mean, it was relaxing and well needed, but then coming back for just a week and a half.
Yeah.
Especially like I'm from the Chicago area too, so that's a 4.5 hour drive.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like when we came back, it's like 1 week, and a lot of people who actually don't get the chance to drive and have to take the train, it's like $100, you know, just to go back. And it's like, we're already broke college students. We
Yeah.
don't have the money to be constantly going back and forth on the train every week. So it's like,
Puts people in a predicament where they can't even go home.
Yeah.
right,
I mean,
a
you
lot
have
of
people
can't go
who
home.
are out of state too, like California or Florida, and you know they probably don't even go home for Thanksgiving because then they just have a week and a half left and then they're home for a month. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of schools that like my friends go to. Their semester ends right before Thanksgiving break,
yeah.
and then they don't come back until after New Year's.
Oh my goodness.
I think it would be smart if we started to do that because they actually have the chance to, you know, study, get finals out the way, and then when they went on that break, it was a break.
a
You know,
break.
you don't have to.
That's a break.
Now
They come back less
students-
motivated.
Right, students now are like, okay, let me try to get myself back in the groove because we just had break, and now it's like back to work,
Yep.
back to break.
Exactly.
So,
Especially with a guy like me, it's so difficult to come switching back into it. And then I gotta come back and worry about finals.
Oh,
You know where I
finals.
go to study finals?
where?
In the middle, outside, between the school and the library. I sit on the grass.
Really?
That's the only way I can try to focus and get back into tune.
It's so cold out
The
though.
nature.
I got first down. It's the
The nature.
I think personally, just not being distracted, like away from people. So finding like a little corner in the library and stuff like that.
All right, guys, let's switch gears and look forward to next semester. One change for us is the addition of a QU TV channel on Quincy University's cable network. What do you think this will mean for the growth of QU TV and for the student body to be able to access our work on TV?
Views.
I mean, not many people go online to watch it anyways.
Right.
And we're putting in all this hard work. Like, we should be able to show the student body what we're doing.
Yes.
Because then more people are going to want to get involved. And then we're also giving them the news
For QU.
better.
A lot of people don't know what be going on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So
A lot of
with
people
us
don't.
coming here, we have a lot of information and we throw it out. Before it being on the internet, it makes the kids, it makes it harder for the students to be able to watch it because they don't think about it.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't.
It's
And a
lot
lot of
easier.
people don't even know that, you know, QUTV even exists because they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, where do you find it? What's
What
the
it-
address to it? Like how? And it's like, you know, I think now with it being on TV, everyone basically has a TV in their room.
Right.
They can access it. It's like, okay, I did see that. You know, at least even if you don't stay on it, you can at least glance for a few minutes.
Yep.
So I think it'll be very convenient.
Things are going to change for us. It's like-
They are. I mean, our new studio, now the channel. What's next?
Big changes. All right. We'll see some changes in security as well next semester. By next spring, Francis Hall should be equipped with new entrance and interior door locks that are accessed using our IDs. What type of impact do you think this will have on the students?
I think it'll make it a little bit safer in a way, but also make it easier for us to access. I mean, I know last night I was in Francis from 9:45 at night and didn't leave till almost 5 o'clock in the morning. And they locked the doors at midnight, so if you have to leave for some reason, you can't come back.
I can understand that, but then I was thinking, what about when it's cold outside and you walk into the school and you can't find your ID or any type of way to get into this building? What's gonna happen then?
I mean, that's true in that case, but I think with you knowing that, okay, I need to bring this with me, somewhere in your head it's going to click. Before I walk out
Get
my
this
dorm,
ID.
let me
Yeah.
bring this ID. And like Ashley said, it's a safety thing too, because I know a lot of times doors are just open. With this being an open campus community, people can just walk through.
Well,
you
and it
know?
doesn't get locked up till midnight anyways.
Exactly.
You know, you got weirdos just coming in, and if they're not doing anything, just sitting there wanting to get warm, like, yeah, that's a different story, but you don't know everyone. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they want or what they're there for, so.
Right.
I think with forgetting your ID, I don't think that's really possible because you need it to get back into your dorm anyways and you use it to eat. So there would be no reason for you not to have your ID with you. Like I could
That's
understand
true.
like occasionally maybe dropping it or forgetting it and then that could be the problem. But other than that, I don't think forgetting your ID to be able to get in class, except there is one problem with that is I think people will be using it as, oh, I was late to class because I didn't have my ID.
Yeah.
And that's the only problem.
You know,
Probably.
they always find a way around it.
But that though, I understand what you're saying, but it's students like me that live in a dorm that you don't use the ID at all. Like
Aren't they trying to get all the buildings, though,
right,
to have
but by
that?
that time,
Yeah, well,
it's going to take
yeah.
time.
I live at
Yeah.
home, so I don't use my ID to eat or get into my dorm, but I still have it with me all the time.
you put it behind your driver's license.
I put it with my keys. So I always have it, and I don't use it for anything.
All right, guys. There are big changes happening right above us as we speak. I'm talking, of course, about the North Campus A building renovation, thanks to an anonymous $2 million donation. Are you excited to see the big things happening at North Campus?
I mean, I don't come to North Campus that much.
I know, like, there's 8 science labs that need to be renovated, and especially for science majors, it's a really big deal because there's a lot of outdated things that are in there, and since everything is evolving, it's good for them to have the new technology because if you study with old things and then go out into the career-wise, you're going to be, like, experiencing whole different things that you wouldn't have been able to learn
You're not
here.
going to know what to do because you didn't learn with that. Yeah.
I also
Well-
like the idea of the like cafeteria, hawk's
Oh,
nest.
yep. Having like a small little cafe type thing here.
Oh yeah, here at North Campus, that would be because there are a lot of night classes here, and a lot of times students can't make it back with the shuttles running so slowly. They can't make it back to campus, you know, in time for dinner in a caf or even for hours at the UC. So I think it would be very convenient.
Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of people though too, based on like their majors and whatnot. They're spending a lot of time at North Campus. You know, I mean, having to take the shuttle back and forth or driving back and forth, like it doesn't
It's
make
just
sense.
a lot. Yeah.
It makes sense having a little cafe here.
When they come up with that, that's going to be a benefit for those guys, those science majors.
Yep.
Finally, Amazon just unveiled its future plans to begin delivering packages using drones. This is just one of the many advances of technology. What types of new technologies are you looking forward to in the next year?
Oh my goodness.
Where are the flying cars? We were supposed to have
I
those
know,
by now.
when we were younger, by this
Jetsons.
time.
Yeah, the
Jetsons. Cars were supposed to be flying.
Right?
and- yeah.
What happened?
But you mentioned the Amazon thing, right? With the Droid. Oh my goodness! I watched the video of that, and it was amazing. I can't wait till they let us use it, because I'm just gonna buy anything. I just can't wait to
Just
see
have it delivered like
Yes,
right then and
right then
there.
and
I
there.
heard it's supposed to like speed up the delivery by like
Yeah.
a million times.
Yeah.
like,
It's like within 30 minutes of you hitting buy.
It's supposed to be
Yep.
there. They had the video clip. It showed it going through the factory, and it goes in and packages the purchase up, and then you just put it in a yellow box, and the thing clips onto it, and it just
Takes
covers
it
on
up.
out of there.
See, I think
Wow.
it's definitely creative and like will speed up the process, but at the same time, like it's just adding to our lazy American status.
That is also
Well,
true.
it's good and bad because with that technology, there's also the people that are going to be like walking around trying to shoot it down, and
Yeah.
then they'll get the
Yeah, doing
packages, and it also
ridiculous
puts people out of
things.
jobs who usually deliver
Yep.
these packages.
that is
Mhm.
true.
So it's kind of like a benefit and a negative
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, I can
That
definitely
is
agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I'll say about 20 years from now, everybody's going to be replaced by a robot.
We're gonna be like
That's-
Wally.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Oh
be
my
all
God.
trash. We're gonna be living in,
And that goes
spaceships.
back to the lazy factor.
Yeah.
Well, there's also technology that's not replacing jobs. Like I was reading, there's this new heart device that you can put in your body. It's called a continuous flow device. And instead of having like people with heart disease or really serious heart conditions, it's not in. There's only been one person that's had it so far because it's more in testing before they put it in people. But he lived for 5 weeks before the disease just took over his body. So it did work, but he lived basically without a heart for 5 weeks on this
Wow.
continuous flow device.
Huh.
Wow.
It was at the Texas Institute of Heart.
Wow.
That's
Different.
amazing.
That's different.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
It is. I thought it was really cool.
If that keeps developing and continues to work like you said it did, I mean, what's
happens.
next? How many people
Right.
are we gonna save?
We're gonna be like Terminator.
The cure for cancer.
well,
Cure for
you won't
cancer.
have such a
Right?
long waiting list for organs then.
Right,
If
that's
you find
true.
ways to replace the organs that are needed the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll save a lot of people.
It will.
So,
Start building people. wow.
I am it.
Bionic woman.
all right, you all. Thank you all for taking part in the QUTV After Hours panel. For all of us here at QUTV, I'm Charity Boyd, thanking you for joining us this semester in our new studio. We'll see you again next month from our new studio here at North Campus, online, and on Channel 97 in Campus Housing. Thanks, you guys.